What will happen to the Herbal Connection once 502 takes over?
There's a whole lot going on legislatively, a couple of bills that people need to look at, 2149 House Bill and House Bill 2233. But basically the way things stand right now, the way the state's looking at it is they're looking to set up 502, and then once they get that going over the course of 2014, they're going to figure out a way to integrate the medical into 502 or 502 into the medical so that they can control that also. And that's the whole key, is being able to control what's out there. So there'll be some legislation, especially those two bills, 2149 and 2233 coming up, that will determine what happens to us. In the meantime, there's still time to act. Those bills cut the patient plant count down and everything else. So if you want your plant count to remain higher, even by a few plants, or maybe be allowed to have some extra clones on hand in case something happens to your crop, you need to let the legislators know that. You also need to let them know that, hey, people can grow more than 3 ounces a week off of their plant, and they're still going to need a safe place to take that product without having to take it to the black market, which is what we're all trying to control. There's some good ideas out there about how the state could manage that and keep track and test medical patients' product in the same line that they do with the recreational stuff. And that'll help better integrate too.
So eventually we could possibly integrate into a 502 store depending on what the law ends up becoming.
Yeah, the integration is what we're hoping for in the long run. That's why we decided to stay medical. So there's some stuff out there too that a lot of people aren't aware of that applied for a recreational license, and that's that if the state approves you for your recreational license, then at that point, if you have a medical place, you lose what's called your therapeutic designation according to the state. And so that means if you had a medical cannabis shop, that you would have to close that place down until the recreational became available, kind of like what happened in Colorado. And just like now, because the medical has everything in line and the recreational doesn't, if Washington follows Colorado's example and opens up with just one crop underneath their belt, we'll run out just as fast as, if not faster than Colorado, and we'll be in the same boat. Washington should take a step back, realize what happened in Colorado, and if they want to continue having stores opened, then they need to build up their supply so that they can replenish. If we come to the state where we can replenish everything, it'll be a lot smoother process. And the medical stuff will stay there. We're the ones with the farmers in place. We're the ones with the rotations down. So I think that they'll integrate us in and help use the knowledge that we have to better the entire system.
Back to what you said about the people who applied for recreational licenses. If they lose their medical backing because of their recreational, do they have to reapply for medical? Do you think they'll end up having to reapply?
No, they can't have anything to do with it, is the problem. Is the two can't have anything to do with one another. They can't cross over financially. There can't be any type of financial gain between recreational and medical. That's something that the state's working out, and they'll figure out all that stuff.
But that's how the law is worded right now.
Yeah, that's how the law is written. If you have a medical facility and you're trying for something 502, there's a possibility that you could lose that medical designation on your facility, whether it's retail or grow or whatever, because of your 502 license on the crossover.
Which is precisely why we're staying medical.
Which is why we're staying medical, and we're hoping it goes that way. And if there are some places that shut down, we'll still be here. We didn't apply for anything 502, and don't plan on it until the state makes it mandatory. We want to be here for our patients as long as we possibly can, but we'll always abide by whatever the state guidelines are. Thanks.